Hi, beautiful souls. Welcome to Elle's Temple. My name is Elle, and I am a goddess guide, tarot reader, and holistic healer. And today I'm very excited to be bringing through a new reading all about what makes you and your person compatible. Now, this reading is designed to be for anyone who is either in some kind of existing connection, and that can be literally any kind of connection whatsoever. So it doesn't matter how far along in the relationship you are, you can definitely use it to get an indication on your compatibilities and, you know, whether you think you get a bit of an insight on whether this relationship might progress any further, or you can use it if you're already in a long-term committed relationship. Maybe you're even married or you moved in together or something like that, just as a bit of light-hearted insight and fun, and probably confirmation of what you already know anyway. Or if you are single, you can certainly use this as a bit of insight or heads up into what would make you and your future person, whether that's a soulmate or your life partner or whatever, on what would make you and that person compatible. So it might give you a little bit of a heads up when you meet them, how that particular connection might go. So please don't worry if you are single at the moment. You can certainly still use this reading to get a bit of an insight into future relationships, because that will come through on the cards as well. So yes, there's going to be some oracle cards, and I'll give some guidance from those, and it will go a little bit into your person's energy and your energy, so that you'll get a bit of an insight straight away whether it resonates, because we'll be picking up on your energy. And then I'll also be pulling some tarot cards for each of the piles to get a little bit more of a storyline as to where the connection might go as well. So we have got 3 piles here. So if you just take a deep breath in and a deep breath out and just let your energy settle, just connect with the earth so that you can just choose your piles intuitively. If you already know just from looking at the crystals, then obviously feel free to click on the timestamp below and go straight to your pile. Otherwise, if you want a moment just to be introduced. So pile 1 is going to be this absolutely gorgeous sparkly Fuschite crystal, if you're really drawn to this crystal. The tarot deck that I'm going to be using for pile 1 is going to be the movie tarot. So if you're drawn to the movie tarot, or intrigued what messages the movie tarot might have for you, then pile 1 is your pile. Pile 2 is this lovely yellow citrine crystal, and the line strider tarot deck. So if you're drawn to this gorgeous watercolor deck, that will be for pile 2. Pile 3 is this really beautiful rose quartz crystal here. There we go, rose quartz crystal. And the tarot deck I'm going to be using for pile 3 is the Goddess Tarot. So just take a little minute, just feel into the earth, perhaps even close your eyes, take a really deep breath. And when you reopen your eyes, just see which pile you are most drawn to, without thinking about it, without logically analyzing it. Just see what impulsively pulls you, and then click on the pile. Click on the pile below. Click on the timestamp below, and I'll see you in your pile. Okay, bye-bye. Hi there, pile 1. Welcome to your pile on what makes you and your person compatible. If you chose this gorgeous Fuschite crystal and the movie tarot, this is going to be your pile. So I've pulled 1 tarot card to begin with as a kind of overarching energy, the overarching tarot energy for your connection and for your dynamic. And the sort of key compatibility, I guess you could say, the key compatible energy, the key energy that makes you compatible. So we'll start with that, and then I'm gonna lay out all your oracle cards, which I've pre-pulled for you, and then I've got some tarot cards, which I will be shuffling on camera, so you'll get to see those in a moment. So overall, your energy is the Ace of Wands, and this energy is really, I just saw so interesting. I just saw 444 on the clock, which is the number 4 often reminds me of the 4 of Wands card in the tarot deck, because that's kind of all about like laying a firm foundation for a really strong long-term relationship. So congratulations, if you're pile 1, there's a very good chance that this is a long-term connection. If you're drawn to this pile and the cards resonate for you and your person, then this could well be a long-term connection that you might be heading into if you're not already in it, and you're laying that foundation. But and also with the Ace of Wands, this is a new beginning. Ace stands for new beginning, so this could well be a new connection that you might have just recently met this person, or you haven't even met them yet, or you're kind of only just newly in the early stages of the connection or the relationship. For this pile. But the overall energy is like Wands is linked with the fire element in tarot, and it's also linked with the sacral chakra, which is all to do with like passion and creativity and sexuality and sensuality, and like that kind of creative spark, that kind of sensual spark. So I'm definitely sensing that with Wands being the connecting, compatible energy between the two of you. Whilst I'm hearing this is a loving connection, so don't get me wrong, it's not like I don't feel that this is necessarily just a sexual connection. It might well be for some of you, but my feeling is that your compatible energy, chances are if you're here, you're looking at potentially having more than that, right? You're probably looking at more of a relationship with this person. So that is on the cards, but my feeling is that like passion is definitely a big ingredient, or definitely a big compatibility between the two of you. So that's your kind of overarching tarot energy. So we'll start off, we've got the Ace of Wands there. So now I'm going to show you the oracle cards that we got. So we got the Crow from the Animal Oracle deck, the Kim Cran's Animal Oracle, which I feel like is, so I'm going to show your energies and your person's energies. Now these may cross over, but my feeling is you are the Crow energy. We've got for you, your Moon card was your commitment is being tested. And for your person, we got the Scorpion energy. I think we've just gone into Scorpio season, so I've got Scorpio on the brain. Scorpion, and communication is key. With new moon in Gemini is the Moon card there. So then we've got, for your chakra card, we got Peace, which is the Soul Star chakra. Then we got, for the Fairy card for you, we got the Fairy who was kissed by the Pixies, which is this gorgeous card here. I hope you can see all the fabulous detail on this deck. It's such a gorgeous, gorgeous deck. And then we also got, I also pulled two kind of overarching goddess energies for each of you. And I got Hera and the Devi. So Hera for you, so linked with the water element. So, and her message is order in marriage and structure in love and relationships. Innocence, courtship, jealousy, betrayal, bitterness, separation, reconciliation, and union. Wise, compassionate, loving, loyal, and forgiving. A strong heart, and linked with the King of Cups. I'm just going to move that over a little bit. And then we got the Devi card, the full embodiment of all the goddesses, swirling creation, expanding, dying and rebirthing itself, the great mystery. Anything can happen, be open to the impossible. Infinite creation, the unknown, full surrender, fearlessness, all can be known in the darkness. Goddess energy for your person, and your person's energy for the Fairy card was the Lady of the Harvest. This is beautiful card here. So full of so many beautiful details. And the chakra card we got for your person is the Abundance card, which is the root chakra, the Earth chakra. Okay, so I hope you can see all those cards. Okay, so I'm going to just start with this and then I'll pull some tarot for you. So overall, the energy that I got for you and your person is that you both, first of all, I'm going to say that this is a very healing connection. Whatever happens to you both, whether this is long-term, although my feeling is this could quite likely be a very long-term connection, a very, like, you know, this is sort of the person you might marry, or, you know, if you don't necessarily believe in that there'll be some kind of long-term commitment. And also it's a very healing partnership. It's a very healing connection. With the Fuschite crystal, this is all to do with like, it's a great color green, so it's a heart chakra healing crystal. And it's also like associated with essentially like bringing, like, especially if you've been through some kind of emotional trauma, kind of being able to like bring out the best, like with this sort of sparkly color, it's like bringing out the best of you. So it's kind of like with this card, you're both having a chance at a new beginning in order to heal and rebirth. We've got a double rebirth energy, because we've got the Devi card, which talked about the Devi goddess, which talked about dying and rebirthing itself, and all can be known in the darkness. So I feel like perhaps your person who, now this could be you, but my feeling is that you are the crow person and your person is the scorpion person. Your person is kind of very much perhaps gone through a period of darkness, perhaps before they met you, or they're going through it now before they meet you, if you haven't met them yet. Scorpion energy, or Scorpio energy, like the Scorpio sign in the zodiac and astrology, is also associated with rebirth as well. With sort of that death and rebirth, that phoenix energy, that like rising from the ashes, and kind of taking it's like that transmutation thing of like taking bad things that have happened and like using it as fuel for your own growth, and that very like fiery way, in the sense that like Phoenix is like a firebird, like it's rebirthed itself from the ashes of its previous incarnation, and through like a fire it kind of like the ashes kind of regrow into another whole creature. And it's almost like this relationship does that for the both of you. There's even though this person's associated with the scorpion, and they may well be a Scorpio, so they could have Scorpio in their chart. They could be a Scorpio sun sign, or potentially, because this is actually Scorpion, this Scorpion card is associated with the fire element. So they could be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, somewhere in their chart, but it doesn't have to be that, that's just a potential. But either way, even though this person is associated more with that kind of scorpionic energy, or that kind of death and rebirth, that energy is kind of innate in the whole connection between the two of you, and what makes you compatible, in the sense that like you heal each other, and you help each other rebirth, and you help each other transmute any kind of darkness you've had in past relationships, and kind of find this new just a new, far more healed way of being, far more connected, and just like really, you just sort of really heal each other through your passion for each other in a way, which is really beautiful. So the other thing I got that was that your energy is this crow energy, and so you're very connected with the air element, and with spirit. My feeling is you're quite a lot more perhaps spiritual, or if you're not kind of quote unquote like spiritual, like super, you might not be doing anything like a spiritual job per se, but you're just a little bit more maybe awake or conscious, or into spiritual things or metaphysical things, because crow speaks of it's a very like, it's quite a witchy animal, and it's quite associated with like, it's hardly associated with like intuition and like past, present, future, and like the witch goddess, and like knowledge, sort of not so much knowledge, like esoteric, holding esoteric wisdom, and being like almost like fortune teller, or you might be very psychic, or anything, those types of things, or just very wise, very sort of like, I'm hearing like crow, like crone, like you're kind of a wise woman in some way. you might be an old soul, you might be someone who a lot of people tell you you're like wiser than your years or something like that. But you're perhaps the more you're kind of more connected with the spiritual realm, my feeling is, and because you're also associated with the soul star chakra, which is above the crown chakra, and this lotus energy, and you can see all these sort of sparkly stars coming down. It's very like cosmic, and it's got peace is the sort of energy. So you're someone who you bring a lot of like serenity and peace to the connection to this person, which I think is quite lovely, because it's quite I'm hearing it's quite like cooling for this Scorpion energy, which is quite fiery. Now this could be like either of you could sort of flip-flop between these energies a little bit. You might see some of yourself like in this side of the pile, like in the Scorpion side, and some of your partner in the Crow, or a bit of both, or like you're like, no, I'm definitely kind of more the Crow person, and my person's definitely Scorpion. They're quite hot-headed, or they're quite fiery, or they're quite like kind of like the Scorpion energy can definitely be someone who is perhaps quite sensitive and maybe a little bit possibly a little bit insulated or insular, or like can definitely kind of it's associated with that kind of sting thing. So either they can be quite stinging, or they can be focused on where people have stung them. And it's possible that this person was kind of stung in a previous connection, and so there might be like I'm hearing like some past trauma or something like that they might be bringing to the connection, that may need that this connection will help heal. So going back to your energy, so you're very much associated with this sort of quite hyper spiritual energy. You've also got the with the fairy card, you've got the fairy who was kissed by the pixie. So it's like you're this sort of fairy energy where you're like very like the upper chakra colors, like a sort of bluey, purpley, silvery, almost like you're like this little like glitch in the matrix, and I mean that in a good way. Like you're from another realm, or you connect with other realms. Maybe you connect with like fairy energy or goddess energy or mermaid energy, or that sort of thing. Or you're very like, you've got a very open crown chakra, or you're very connected with your soul in some way. You're maybe more almost like you have no problem like I'm hearing like you can hear the other side, in the sense that like you might pick up, like you might be a medium or a channeler yourself, or you might do tarot readings, you might be psychic, you might pick up on other energies from other realms really easily. And so you kind of and I feel like you're quite an old soul as well, so you kind of bring this otherworldly energy. You may be quite ethereal, just very sort of, I feel like very beautiful, and very like very sensitive, and very, just I'm hearing like not of this world in a way. Like you're kind of just you're just so beautiful, and so have such like fairy energy that you kind of shine like this, and like it's like this is what you look like on Earth, and this is everyone else. And in this card you've got like the fairy was kissed by the pixie, so it's like you are from this other realm, but you're on Earth, and like the pixies, who are kind of like the Earth fairies, you're loved by those people. So you're loved by these by I guess like the Earth element energy. So like it's like you balance each other out, because you're this sort of air element and this like fairy energy, and your person is this, now it says Lady of the Harvest, but this is not gender specific, so this could be a man or a woman, but your person is this very earth energy. There's a lot of like brown and green here. There's this woman with like there's lots of like acorns and kind of pumpkins and nuts and like twigs and seeds and leaves, and it's very like harvest energy time. So it's very like, well, I was just going to say earth chakra, and then of course we've got abundance, which is literally the root chakra or the earth chakra. So there's this very sort of rooted energy from your person, or this very grounded energy from your person. Almost like your person embodies the, I'm hearing like the fire and earth element. So like, and also fire being an element that's created on earth. Well, I guess, you know, it comes from the sun as well, but you know, it's like your person is fire and earth, and you are air and water. Hera being linked with water and the King of Cups, and you being sort of quite sensitive. And like, yeah, like you're from these sort of spiritual realms, or like from this, you bring in like the sort of higher chakras to the relationship, and the kind of like intuitive, otherworldly aspects to the relationship, and your person brings this like earthy groundedness, like abundance, like harvest energy of like, they know how to make things happen in a practical way. They might actually be also I realize I've just said they could be either an air sign, sorry, I didn't say air sign, sorry, they could be a fire sign, or they could be a Scorpio, or they could be an earth sign with this harvest and abundance. But really, either way, like whether they have that as like their sun sign or whatever, it doesn't so much matter, is that they carry that energy of like, they're very grounded and very practical and very like possibly a little bit set in their ways, but I feel like more that they just have those kind of lower chakra things like sort of sorted out. So you kind of meet in the middle, or like your energies blend. And what's interesting is if you added a kind of a whitey sort of light silvery color to red, it would create a peachy orangey color, which is like the color of this in this Ace of Wands card. So like I think it's almost like ironically, your compatibility is that you meet in the middle in the heart chakra, green being linked with the heart chakra. You meet in the middle, even though you're from these kind of actually quite different, you operate in these quite different ways, or like this person, your person is very concerned with like practical things, and maybe even money, and like with the abundance card, they've got a lot of like fire energy. There's like three little flames here, so it's like they've got a lot of get up and go. They've got a lot of fire energy. They're great at working or getting things done. They're great at like harvesting. Like they're great at sort of like putting their efforts into something and then harvesting the results and seeing a fruitful result. Whereas I feel like with this crow person, like you're maybe previously been a little bit up in the air and almost like not terribly grounded. So more kind of almost like this, like it's like I see you like this sparkly energy above this lotus here, and maybe you're very imaginative, or you have had a lot of ideas, or you kind of fly between these different realms of like past, present, future, and like, you know, you might be a creative. I feel like maybe for some of my power ones, if this is you, yeah, you get a lot of like visions and things, but I'm not sure that previously you've necessarily, you might have got to a certain levels of success of like pulling down those visions and grounding them. But my feeling is that like what's making you really compatible is that you're bringing to your person a kind of a like a soulful aspect to their lives, and a connection with the other world and like the other realms, and like, hey, there are other things out there, and you know, maybe like I should connect with my soul, maybe I should meditate, or maybe I should like you know, do things that like connect me more with my sort of upper chakra is like my intuition, or those sort of things. And this person brings you down to earth and like grounds all that kind of fear. I'm hearing like airy, slightly airy, fairy energy, and grounds it so that you can like manifest things. Like with this Ace of Wands, it's like, it's very like, it's quite powerful energy. It's got the, sorry, I can't completely remember the name of the guy. I think it might be Bruce Lee or something. But he's like doing some kind of karate thing anyway. So it's like very powerful. It's like harnessing, it's like Wands is fire and sexual and passionate energy. But it's like, with this particular card, and with the way this character is standing here holding a, some kind of like tool or something, some kind of fighting stick or whatever, in this very focused and determined way. It's kind of like harnessing your fire energy, harnessing your kundalini energy, your life force energy, your creative energy, and for good, like for your own good, for their good, for your joint good, for I'm hearing for humanity. So you might well work on something really creative, maybe even together, that kind of helps people. But either way, it's like a very passionate connection. You're very compatible in that sense, because you kind of both respect that you have these, you bring, it's literally like you bring the opposite ends of the chakra spectrum to each other. Because like red is the root chakra. So that's, you know, connected with like your roots, your tribe, your family, your connection to earth, your stability, your security, home, money, finances, how you feel at home in the world, how you feel at home on earth. And the soul star chakra is connected with like the opposite of that, in the sense like the other end of the spectrum, like in terms of way up in the heavens, in terms of like how do you connect with spirit, how do you feel at home with your spirituality, how do you feel at home with like God, goddess, how do you connect with your spirit, how do you connect with your soul, how do you feel, well, I mean, it's peace really. How do you feel, how do you find peace? Like serenity, how do you find a sense of like oneness with all that is? So they're both coming from these kind of opposite directions, but I'm sensing there's this deep and profound respect for both sides, and you kind of meet in the middle and find this kind of beautiful like melding of those two things, and that creates like a deep healing for both of you. So I'm going to come back to the fact that with the Hera card, it said order in marriage and structure and love and relationships. Wise, compassionate, loving, loyal, and forgiving, a strong heart, King of Cups, associated with Libra and Scorpio. Yeah, so again, the Scorpio thing. But like Hera being, like I said, this could well be a long-term relationship. Hera was the goddess of marriage. So I feel like with the Devi card being, and also she has at the bottom of the Devi card, it says rescue remedy. And all can be known in the darkness. So I do feel like there might be like this, I feel like this relationship is like a rescue remedy for you both. It's like it pulls you both out of some kind of darkness, out of some kind of where you've been stung in the past or been hurt in the past or traumatized maybe or something. And it's very healing and rebirthing and like a rescue, like it rescues you essentially. And it will be like, there will be some structure to it. There will be this, some form of commitment. And you know, that doesn't, Hera was a goddess of marriage, but that doesn't necessitate like traditional marriage if that's not something that you would want. So, you know, take it as it resonates kind of thing, like whatever you would want in terms of like whatever would be the next stage of commitment for you, that could well happen. That's sort of, that's what the cards are showing. That could well be on the cards for you, should you want it. I do see you've got here, so the moon card messages were communication is key and your commitment is being tested. So with your commitment is being tested, I feel like that's less to do with like, oh, like you're not really going to be very committed to this person, or you're not going to be very loyal, and more to do with like almost like a belief in whether it can manifest the way your heart would actually desire for it to. In terms of like the universe is going to test you with your beliefs of what you feel you're worthy of, or what you feel you deserve. So it's important to, because again, I feel like it comes down to this whole fairy thing of like, you might kind of get trapped in a sort of a, oh, well, this is a bit too good to be true. And like, well, I can't have all my dreams come true. And I can't kind of harvest and have this amount of abundance because maybe also you've been hurt in the past as well, because I do feel like this with the Fuschite here and the heart chakra, and the fact that I got this sort of healing vibe for the both of you, you might have been hurt in the past too, and so it's kind of like a commitment to what you think you can manifest. You know, you've got this new beginning available to you. Ace of Wands, that's Ace is a new beginning. You've got this passionate new start. But I see someone like, I'm just seeing someone kind of pumping the brakes quite a lot, almost like you're like too afraid for it to like really get going. So maybe at the beginning of this connection, you might be a bit tested in that way of like, do you believe you're worthy and deserving of all these things? Because like this person is in that energy of like abundance and harvest, and like they can turn things into something that would be beneficial and like stable and secure, and yeah, like a kind of like a just like plenty of love. I'm hearing like a plentifulness, like there's no shortage of love or passion. But for you, my crow person, my sort of air element person or fairy person, I feel like you're going to be a little bit tested in believing that. And with my, if your person is a Scorpion person, then your person might have some issues, or where you might have some compatibility things to work out is around communication, because we got the communication is key card here. So there may be a bit of this Scorpion person shutting down around, because maybe they've gone through this darkness and you're kind of this like, or this relate, not you are their rescuer, because that's kind of toxic, but like you never want to be rescuing someone. That's not the right energy to be in. But the relationship is healing, and the relationship is a bit of a rescue from past hurts or past pain. And oh yeah, I just suddenly got like quite a big stabbing feeling in my heart. So there's definitely this Scorpion person that you are, that is your person, whether you're in something with them at the moment. It may be that they've just come out of something not that long ago, or it could be a while ago, but it's left some like residual hurt or something, and they need to kind of open up with their communication a little bit more, because perhaps they might be shutting down because of fear of, they might just have some kind of fear of opening up in case Yeah, I feel like it's something to do with like they fear opening up in case you like see them differently. Like with this Gemini thing, Gemini is the twin and it can be like the two-faced thing. So it's like they don't want to show you this other side, their like deeper side. So they're kind of keeping it protected, maybe. So that could be something that your person is going through or is going to go through when you're together, or they've been through that. If you're already in something, you might recognize that, and your person will be like, oh yeah, they do that. They do kind of have difficulty sometimes communicating when they're hurt by something, or like they don't, maybe they're not fully, or they're coming into a bit more self-awareness because you're bringing them a little bit more consciousness and connection with their soul self, and they're like, you know, their inner child and all these other things. Yeah, okay, I'm sensing that I'm going to pick some tarot messages for you now. So I'm just going to pull these cards away. And look at some tarot. Get a little bit more of an indication of what's going on, or what will go on in this connection in terms of what makes you both compatible. What makes this person, for like, what makes pile one and this person compatible? What makes them compatible? The Empress. Wow, gorgeous. Yeah. Fantastic energy. So the Empress is all about like, it's like the four queens and the four different suits combined into Empress energy. So it's like super powerful. It's like something like, if you think of like Queen Cleopatra or something like that, she has like, you know, cups, which is emotions. She has air, which is thoughts. She has wands, which is passion. She has pentacles, which is like stability and abundance. So she's just got it all. She's just like totally in her power. So that's one of the energies. Major Arcana energy as well. It's one of the energies that's compatible. What makes my pile one and this person compatible? What makes my pile one compatible with their person? What makes pile one compatible with their person? Whoa, that one. Four of Cups. Okay, so we got the Four of Cups. I'm just going to get a bit of a clarifier on that. Why is the Four of Cups here? What's the Four of Cups here, please, Spirit? Can I get clarification? Whoa, okay, Two of Wands, yeah, and Seven of Swords. Yeah, great, okay. So, yeah, coming back to the healing kind of thing. So Seven of Swords is often to do with like coming out of some kind of battle, and we've got Two of Wands, which is this like looking through these two, it's very like creating a sort of a foundation to look through at like your, what's coming in for you, like your ship's coming in kind of thing, like this, like your sun, like this is like a sunrise, like watching your sun rise. So you're like, again, it's just kind of, there's this sense of this is going to be very healing. This is going to be like the sunrise after the darkness. The Four of Cups is kind of an energy of I feel like actually it goes this way around. Like you've had you or your person's had some kind of battle in the past, or something that didn't really work out with the Four of Cups, and you bring, I mean, this Two of Wands energy is really, really similar, like coloring and stuff to, where is your, to the, well, I mean, it's the next card, isn't it? After the Ace of Wands. So the Ace is the beginning, the one, the start of something passionate in you, and the Two is the development of that. It's the very next thing. It's like one becomes two, like you're both each individually, you've both gone off and had your various connections with other people, and now you've come together, and you're these two wands planted in the ground, two plants. Like wands are to do with like you know, like sort of that energy of something that's been like planted and is growing. You know, it's that kind of something that's very fertile and is coming out of the ground and is growing up. So you've got this new beginning that's turning you into these two wands, and the sun is like rising on you. So you have that compatibility with them. Let me just see what else. Have we got any other messages from tarot for my power ones? What makes them compatible with their person? What makes my power ones compatible with their person? What makes my power ones compatible? Wow, 8 of Wands. Yeah, I'm seeing like travel. You probably both love to travel. Maybe you meet traveling, or you meet moving. Maybe you move house and then you meet them or something. But I feel like it's more like if this is something that's you know, you're compatible with them on. It's like you're both very passionate about traveling. Again, Wands. So you've got a lot of Wands energy here. With the Ace of Wands as your overarching energy, 2 of Wands here, sort of their 2 become 1, or planting these sort of foundation of these 2 Wands. But then 8 of Wands, a lot of movement, a lot, again, orange, sort of that orange and yellow color, like the sacral chakra, the solar plexus chakra, a lot of passion, a lot of spice and like movement, and like definitely I feel like perhaps one of you could possibly be like a Sagittarius. Maybe because they're just big on travel, so I'm just kind of thinking quite possibly that's there. Let's see what else we've got. Any other messages for my power ones and compatibility with their person? Any other messages for my power ones and compatibility with their person? What makes them compatible? What makes power one compatible with their person? Oh, whoa. Oh my goodness. Oh, you could not. You just can't make this up. This is incredible. Right, I'm going to move all of this here. So you've got those down here. So you can see that. All right, here we go. Look at this. Wands, wands, wands. Just so much passion. So much passion. And it was interesting how earlier when I said at the beginning of your reading, Power 1, and I pulled the Ace of Wands card, and I saw on the clock it said 444, and I said, oh, that reminds me of the 4 of Wands card, and that creating that like foundation in the ground, which is often associated with like a foundation for a passionate relationship or a long-term relationship or marriage or something like that. And bingo, you got the 4 of Wands. My goodness, you just can't make this up. That is just crazy. You have wow. Ace of Wands. I've never pulled so many of the same suit in one reading. This is so you've got 7 tarot cards, and 4 out of 7 are the same suit. They're all, and then you've got Cups, Swords, and 1 Major Arcana. But Ace of Wands, passionate new beginning. 2 of Wands, planting those 2 trees in the ground and merging your roots underneath the surface. 8 of Wands, traveling together. Just like a lot of growth, a lot of movement, a lot of travel, a lot of passion. And 4 of Wands, a stable, like a celebration, a stable foundation, moving in together, getting married, or commitment ceremony, or like you can see the way the wands are. It's interesting. You've got 2 here, and they're kind of quite far apart with the sun here. You've then got 8 here with the sun. It's like the sunrise here, sunset here, sun's going down. And then here you've got 4 wands, and they're like intertwined. So this is like what this is what you're growing into, is like your roots of your respective selves are like merging under the surface. The way that trees can sometimes do in a forest, when they've been together, they kind of merge with another tree so that they can gain vital like nutrients and minerals and things from the nearest tree. That's what you're going to be doing, and growing together and having like all these like adventures maybe, or like just shared things essentially. But wowza, that is a fiery, hot, passionate, long-lasting relationship right here. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure this is going to lead to some kind of, I would be very surprised if this doesn't lead to a long-term connection. That this new beginning that you have, this passionate new beginning you have with this person, does not lead to, you know, putting down roots with them. Like, that's my feeling, is you're really going to put down roots with them. Wow, that is just, I'm so excited for you, Pile One. This is just such a cool reading. I loved reading your energies. I'm kind of really cheekily, I feel like Spirit's kind of said that's it, but I'm cheekily gonna just ask for a little bit more, because I just kind of want to see Four of Wands, the Empress. Where is it I'm going with this? What do I want to ask? I guess with there not being, there's just so much fire energy and Wands energy. So there could also, with the Eight of Wands, I'm just picking up as well, that there could be gosh, isn't it interesting? I've just noticed there's so much blue and like grey and darkness here, like with the dark navy night sky, and whatever, you've both sort of come out of these previous battles victorious, and then met each other and gone into this like very warm, you know, red, orange, yellow, like root chakra, sacral chakra. So it's sort of home, which is the red, sacral, which is passion, and yellow, which is solar plexus. So and with this Eight of Wands, I'm sensing you two could both be quite creative. I know that I felt that the crow person was quite creative, but you could both in fact be quite creative, and you could be putting your things out in the world. So even if you're not necessarily like doing loads of global travel yourself, you might well be like, through this connection and the healing within this connection, you may well be putting lots of things out into the world, lots of creative projects or something, whether that's together or just by virtue of being in the connection. But I feel like it could, like that could be one of the things you have, like that is one of the things that makes you compatible, is that you're both very creative. So they might be separate projects, but you're both being creative and putting things out there. Am I allowed to see anything else? Whoa, with this relationship. Yeah, okay. So with the Eight of Wands, Seven of Cups being like very dreamy and imaginative, and a lot of like options. So there's a lot of there's a lot of like emotional, like, what am I trying to say with this? Like, it's like, well, emotional healing, but there's a lot of like, it's just a lot of like imagination and intuition and emotional healing. Two of Pentacles. Yeah. Now, Two of Pentacles can sometimes speak of like juggling. Two of Coins. So there might be a bit of, I'm hearing like juggling career priorities with your relationship. And there's like this but there's this, my feeling is like, because your person, one of the sort of threads, or one of the things I picked up on, is that because your person has this abundance card and they're very connected with their abundance and like manifesting things on a physical plane, sometimes, and also that's going to kind of activate in you, and you're going to be able to bring down a lot of like your or put your creative ideas out there, like manifest them and physically get them out in the world. But that may mean that there's a little bit of a balancing act or a bit of a juggling act between like work and then other things in your life. But my feeling is like you've both got a coin, like you're both, going to be golden. You're both going to be abundant, but there's this like connecting green river that runs between the two of you, or between like both, like your work or something. So I don't feel like that's something to worry about. Whoops, it's down a little bit so you can actually see. Is there anything else about my pile ones? Anything else for my pile ones? Anything else I'm allowed to know about my pile ones? Oop. 10 of Wands. Yeah, it's a lot of wands. Let me just check. Yeah. Success and honors, but at a price in this case. So related to the, I think related to the Two of Coins, that is that kind of like, it's almost like it's almost like you're so abundant, and you, what makes you compatible is you're both so like successful and passionate and have all this like fiery kundalini energy or creative energy to put things out there and to get work done, or to put your creative works out in the world, that it ends up being a bit of a juggling act. And you're very successful at it, but just be careful that it's almost like you're not too successful. That like you find some time to like come back down to earth, and like I'm hearing like sort of honor your connection, so that it's not just all about like say the money, or like creatively expressing yourselves, or using this creative energy, but you're also you're also taking some time to kind of like rest and rejuvenate, and kind of just connect with each other, and have like a just have some time out and have some time to yourselves. Can we have like one last card, and then I'm going to finish it there. One last, whoa, that one wanted to come out, my goodness. Oh, where's it gone? Oh, wow. Oh my gosh. Oh, what a good card to end on, you guys. You got the Sun. Julie Andrews, I feel like from Sound of Music. I don't know if you've seen that movie. I hope you have. If you haven't, please watch it. It's amazing. Julie Andrews ends up with she's a nun. For those of you who don't know the story, she's a nun in a convent, but then she leaves and goes to be a au pair for a family of 7 children with a very austere father of the children to help him out raising them. And eventually they fall in love, and I won't tell you the whole story, but wow. But like, it's kind of the ultimate happy ending, is the ultimate happy story. And with the Sun, it's just kind of saying like, this is just such a warm connection. It's such a healing connection. It's so abundant. It's like, with all these flowers here, it's like all this growth, all this, like, it's like this connection, this relationship, like, is like sun for both of you together, and for your lives, in terms of like everything that you put out. It's just going to be so verdant and so abundant and so optimistic and so bright. Like, it's just got a very, very bright future. So that is just such a lovely card to end on. And there's just so much, there's so much sun, fire, yellow. Even like with the Empress here, so much sort of orange and yellow energy. So yeah, I am going to finish it there, my loves, because I feel like I've gone kind of way over time. I was supposed to only do about 35 minutes, and this has ended up being 55 minutes. So, but I've just so enjoyed reading for you, because this was just such a lovely connection to read for. So I hope this resonates for some of you. Please Please subscribe if you haven't already. If you like this content and you'd like to see more, please like, because it really helps the algorithm, so it goes out to other people who might also like this type of reading. I usually post Goddess of the Week readings during the week, and then I'm going to hopefully start doing more of these kind of readings on the weekends. And please leave a comment if one of the piles resonated for you. I'd love to hear your feedback. I do try and reply to all my comments. And yeah, I will also leave my website below. I do private readings and holistic healing sessions, so feel free to check out ellstemple.com. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining the Elle's Temple community, and have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Oh, my love. Bye. Hi, Pile 2. If you chose this gorgeous citrine crystal and the Line Strider Tarot deck, then this is your reading. So the overarching energy of compatibility for you and your person is the Nine of Pentacles. Now, this Nine of Pentacles energy, at first glance, you wouldn't really think it would be very linked with anything to do with a relationship, because Nine of Pentacles usually speaks of like independence and self-sufficiency, and kind of like it's got this rather wealthy woman here, and she's got her coin and like rape, so it's kind of like she's just like really bougie and you know, sorted, and like I'm just totally sorted on myself and I don't really need anything from anyone. But what I'm sensing is that there could be an energy of compatibility in regard to like how you both earn your money. So you may meet at work or have some compatibility around your work, because Pentacles is all to do with work. You may both be independent in your work, in the sense that you might both be like freelancers, entrepreneurs, run your own business, something like that. Or like you just are both very like independent people or self-sufficient people. Maybe you've come from, I'm hearing like perhaps one of you might have come from like quite a difficult background perhaps, and you're kind of it's like that energy of you're a self-made person. And that's something that kind of is very compatible between the two of you. Like it's something that you share a likeness in that sense. So that's your kind of overarching energy. So I've got some cards, oracle cards that I've pulled, where I'm going to show you the energy of whoops, where are we? So this I feel like is kind of more your person, so I'm going to put them down the bottom here. So the chakra card I got was Angels and Masters, which is the soul star chakra. So I feel like your person is quite spiritual. Now also, by the way, the energies can flip-flop, so they can be that you might find that this row is actually more describes you and this row more describes your person, but I'm just going to go through it. At the moment, my feeling is this is more your person. The Keepers of the Light Oracle card deck is the Horus card, Cosmic Gateway. So again, it's a very sort of spiritual card with the purple, and the Angels and Masters being the Soul Star chakra. We got the Octopus here, which is also a very like connected animal oracle card. The octopus is like very much the energy of just being like very in the deep. So I feel like you're very like your person is very like deep and very connected. They could be a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, but they're just sort of very like, it's almost like tentacles in lots of different places. I don't sense that's in a really negative way. Sometimes the Octopus card can speak of like not having boundaries, but my feeling is it's more like your person kind of doesn't have boundaries in terms of like they're very connected spiritually. So they can kind of access the other realms, or like they, you know, if it is a, you know, man or someone in their masculine energy, then they're kind of got that very wizardy energy. If they are a woman, then they're very like, you know, perhaps like almost like a high priestessy energy, or like they're just very connected with the cosmos and like being able to like kind of just act like put their tentacles out and access like information from like the other side kind of thing. That's the sort of energy I'm getting. And then I got the She of the Correct card. Now again, even though it says she, it can be a masculine who can, or it can be a man who can have that energy. It's not gender specific. It's just feminine, feminine and masculine energies. So she of the Career kind of speaks of like a very like goddessy kind of energy. You can see there's like this vessel here. I'm going to go in a little bit more depth, but for now I'm just going to lay the cards out for you. And the moon oracle deck, the message was for this person: believe in the impossible, the blue moon. So I feel like this person does kind of have a very like they're a visionary. They can believe in the impossible because they can kind of see the impossible, if you like. Okay, so then for you, I got your chakra card was the Mother Earth. Now again, this could be your person. If you resonate with this row, then this could be your person. So flip-flop as you need. So Mother Earth, and then the Keepers of the Light deck I got, sorry, I'm not quite sure how to pronounce these Welsh ones, I apologize. I think it's Chinunos, but apologies if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Chinunos, life force, express your driving passions, sensual and sexual powers are increased. Very earthy energy between these two here. With the green and the like his wreath on his head. The animal oracle card we got was Otter. So we've got 2 water signs here. So there's a lot of water energy. So again, this could be Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, because they're both water creatures. So that's just astrologically, that may be a sign that you or your person has that in your chart, like as a sun or a moon sign, but that's not necessary, like just take it as it resonates. It doesn't have to be that way. It's a general reading. Your angel oracle card, the fairy oracle card, I apologize. Brian Froud's deck is the Piper, which is really cool, which is also very earthy as well. Again, he's got the wreath on his head, and it's kind of, he's got his like sort of pipe made from like, looks like kind of some kind of wood, and there's like a butterfly I think on his wreath here. So yeah, very nature. Compared with this row is very spiritual, and this row is very nature. And then the moon oracle message is show the world the real you, full moon in Aquarius. So yeah, I do feel like Aquarius is a sign of like the innovator and the one who kind of like you have your own ideas, like you're very, it's it's an air sign, but it's one that like is very much the like has new and quirky unconventional ideas that are kind of like ahead of your time almost. But so it could be that like this is the energy that like it could be that you're an Aquarius yourself, or you might have Aquarius somewhere in your chart, but with these moon cards, it's kind of like these are the energies that make you compatible with your person and help the connection along in some way. So let's have a look at the overall sort of compatibility energies. What is very interesting about this reading is that it's kind of quite similar in some ways to the previous reading, in the sense that there was one person in the connection who I'm just gonna move my wee crystal over here. One person in the connection who is sort of more connected spiritually and cosmically, and kind of the person who can kind of connect with the other side, if you like, and it is like they're sort of ruled by their soul rather than say their practical self or their earthly self. They're very connected with their soul, they're very connected with their spirituality, it kind of drives them. And the other person is a more earthly person, they're more connected with their practical side and their earth self, and they may be it's not that to say they're not into spirituality or connected with their soul at all or anything, but they're just perhaps less so. And so in some ways the compatibility, what makes you compatible, is that you're kind of, it's like an opposites attract thing, or you're kind of on the opposite end of the chakra spectrum, but you both have a deep and profound respect for where the other person is, and you like to learn about that other side of things, that it kind of like magnetizes you together and it balances each other out. because we had with the previous reading, the pile ones, they also had a root, I think it was one of the earth chakra, and then for them, and sorry, it was a root chakra for their person, and they got a crown chakra. So it was the root and the crown. In your case, you've got an earth star chakra. So it's below the root, and then you've got the soul star chakra, which is above the crown. So you're even more on the opposite end of the spectrum, because it's literally like, not like, there's 7 main chakras, which is your root all the way up to your crown chakra, but these two are the next level along, and that you've got a chakra below your root chakra and a chakra above your crown chakra. So this is like the point zero, if you like, and that's like the 8th chakra. So there's it's interesting how the same pattern is kind of repeating in this reading, but like even more so. But yet that's a thing that's coming out, is like, how are you compatible? And the readings seem to be showing like that even though you have these, you're dominated by these completely different chakras or energy centers in the body, and different like approaches to life. Like one, like the more earth or sort of root chakra person being much more connected with like their earthly self and their earth, practical things, their job, perhaps money, again, 9 of Pentacles, money, how they work, how they earn, how they, about stability, security, how they get practical things done on the earth realm. And this person, which I think is your person, but this may be you and this may be your person, this person is much more concerned with like their soul evolution, and like how do they connect with angels and ascended masters and goddesses and gods and ascended beings, or like, maybe they're a medium or some kind of channel for the divine. And it doesn't mean necessarily they do that for a job per se, like they could do something quite practical for a job or whatever, but they are like, in their private time or whatever, they're very much like this gateway, if you like. They're very connected. They're very connected with their soul, certainly. My feeling is they quite possibly are in some kind of work that is connected with that realm, with the octopus, and sort of seeing like all the octopus legs and all these. It's almost like they've got fingers and lots of different kind of metaphysical areas, like different maybe they're a healer, or they do something that can kind of cross boundaries, where like they can kind of disconnect from, what I'm hearing is like they can like disconnect from their corporeal self, like their bodied self, and like access people. Now I'm hearing they could be something like a psychotherapist even, so that it could be represented like embodied in perhaps a more traditional job like that, like an actual, like say, certified therapist, or they could do this in a far more spiritual way, like maybe like some kind of spiritual counselor or a Reiki healer or something like that. And you, or if this is your person, this row here, I feel like does something a lot more to do with, I'm feeling with the piper, you might be in something like some form of communications or some kind of media, or some kind of like, maybe even you're a singer or a speaker, or a content creator, or something like that, perhaps. But either way, it's like you both have a respect for, because like I said at the beginning, the 9 of Pentacles connects you. So you're connected by this, or is your compatibility, like overarching compatibility energy. You're connected by this sense of like work and doing a good job, and well, just, making money, I'm going to say it. She's holding a coin here, and she's quite pleased with that. She's pleased as plump with that kind of thing. Like she's looking almost a little bit smug here. But what's interesting as well is there's a lot of purple around here. There's these purple grapes, and she's got this just purple fog, if you like, kind of all around her, which purple being the crown chakra, or this, and I guess the soul star chakra as well. And you know, the color of sovereignty, the color of royalty, the color of spirituality, that kind of thing. So Nine of Pentacles connects you in this sense, or you're compatible in that you both agree on like you both agree on sort of money matters and what you'll do for work, and like how you find your stability and security out in the world, and you have a deep and profound respect for what each other does, even though they might be kind of slightly different or coming from different ends of the spectrum, like you with the Mother Earth thing, and being far more sort of like connected with the earth and sort of the practical realities on earth. And you might be with also the Chironus here, and this is a very earth energy, and with the green and everything, and with this Mother Earth, her being like very almost protective of earth. You could be using your voice, or your passion could be something to do with saving the planet or environmentalism or something like that, whereas like this person's energy is to do with almost like saving souls or like healing people, like connecting them with the divine, like kind of taking them out of the earth, and you're concerned with like bringing people back to the earth, but like somehow you like meet in the middle, and then like you balance, you're like a counterbalance for each other, and you kind of like meet in the middle. I'm going to talk about these animal cards, because you've both got water signs, but water animals, but this is the these are both water signs. So otter and octopus. So you're both, this is so cute. You're both water signs in terms of what is going to make you compatible. So you're both very emotional. You can connect with your emotions. You have a lot of love for each other, a lot of like sensitivity for each other. You can play in that emotional realm easily, but in different ways. You, or this row, whether this is your person or you, for this row, you are far more in the shallow end. Like if you think about where the otter plays in a river, it's kind of usually like they kind of sit on the riverbank and they're really cute, and they kind of play along the edges of the riverbank, and then they kind of like duck in, and then they might swim along the river a little bit, and they're often kind of in and out of the water and just playing, and it's a really adorable energy. It's really fun, it's really light, it's really joyous, really playful. There's a lot of kind of green around the outside, which, and I'm picking up, there's a lot of green here for you with the Chironus as well. So I feel like you are really connected with your heart, pile 2. And also yellow though, which is solar plexus, which is like confidence and shining your light. I don't think you do that necessarily in a really like major way. But you have fun with it, and you're like light with it, and you it's a really beautiful energy actually. Like you're just gorgeous. Like this little otter is just so cute, the way it's just like it's quite young and innocent. So it could be that you might be a bit younger than your partner. I feel like this octopus energy is very deep and almost quite dark. They're happy. I feel like they're kind of happy to go into the darkness. They can like break down boundaries and like access people's darkness. So they could well do something like some form of psychotherapy or therapist or something like that. Or if they don't do that professionally, then they might kind of just do that anyway, like socially around people, like just be able to kind of pick up on people's stuff. They just sort of have a real depth to them, and a depth to their emotional understanding and ability to understand emotions, because water signs or water animals are associated with the emotional realm. So the octopus can go really deep with that. So you both play in water, but in different ways. But you understand each other because you're both water animals. So you're like you're really compatible because you play in the same element. You play in the same place. Maybe an octopus is like far in like the deep sea, and an otter's probably never going to realistically come across an octopus, but it might like swim out to like go a bit far, and then Oh, okay. What I'm picking that's so cool. What I'm picking up from spirit now is like you balance each other out, and that, or again, you bring each other back to like the middle point. So like in two ways. So firstly, like with that water analogy of like it's like the octopus, the otter is never going to see the octopus because the octopus is way down in the deep of the ocean, and the octopus is never going to see the otter because he's just often playing on the riverbank. But like you're gonna magnetize each other to kind of like the edge of the point where the river meets the ocean. So like the octopus isn't so deep down into the vast depths of the ocean, getting a little bit maybe lost in that depth perhaps, because that could be the shadow side of the octopus. And the otter is going to come away from sort of playing on the riverbank in the shallow end and kind of go a little bit deeper and be forced to kind of like go into their emotions a little bit more and connect with their emotional self and be a little bit deeper and maybe even mature a little bit. Like if this is not necessarily a younger person, if this is you and your person's older, but like a younger soul. So like there's still a little bit of like maturing or learning or soul evolution maybe, which this octopus person is going to be very compatible with you because they'll balance that out. But you're both still playing in the same field. You're still playing in that water field, in the water element. So you get each other in that sense. You're possibly both water signs, maybe one of you's Cancer and one of you's like Scorpio or something like that. But yeah. Also with these sorry, I'm just getting a lot of energy through. I'm trying to like just put all the information I'm getting through into some kind of order. So I'm just going to look at these two cards. So the Horus and the Chironus. It's kind of you're going to bring each other. You're going to sort of activate in each other these two things. So the Horus person, the cosmic gateway person, the message is your thoughts are magnetic and powerful. Miraculous changes are occurring. So, and then their moon message was believe in the impossible, which I feel like this person does, being in that realm, in that kind of very spiritual realm, the very sort of 5D, if you like, or like that kind of sense of like understanding that like your thoughts create reality. So they could be quite a like master of manifesting or something, but that person wakes that up in this person, and vice versa. The Chironus person, life force, it says his message is express your driving passion, sensual and sexual powers are increased. And then we also got show the world the real you and the Piper. So this person kind of passes on to this person that like expressing passion and being connected with those kind of slightly like the lower chakras, or the kind of the earth pleasures and earth chakras, the sacral chakra, the like sense of expression, like yeah, it's like, okay, so what I'm seeing is it's like the Kundalini energy, which is like your life force energy. It's like a serpentine energy that radiates from the base of your spine in a coil, and it coils all the way up your spine and comes out your crown chakra, at the top of your head, and connects with your soul, your spirit. Now, as you go through a spiritual awakening, that Kundalini energy wakes up and it sort of fires up and it gets faster. Now, I feel like this connection, it's very activating for both of you in that way, but from opposite ends. So you wake them up from the top of their head down, like, so that it's like the descending Kundalini energy, it's the manifesting current, so that they can like earth themselves and ground this sort of quite nebulous energy, almost like this very like the octopus energy is very like sort of almost and with the she of the Kuruk as well, it's like almost formless, like it's just this feminine flow energy like this. And this still could be a man, it doesn't, you know, it's just someone in their feminine energy. But it's like, you know, if you think of sort of the feminine energy before it's been like structured and grounded, it's like it's just sort of, it's chaos, it's the void, it's just Shakti, it's just flow, it's like an impulse, it's sort of, you know, that energy. And this person has that in spades, and they get spirituality and they get believing in the impossible and they get that kind of that realm. But and this is very similar energy to pile one, where it had that the person was like the fairy energy, and so it was like they could play in the fairy realm and they were like up in the air and away with the fairies. And it's like the other person was kind of Mother Earth and abundance and like, you know, let's just get grounded and kind of, you know. And so you're the counterpart for this person, and that you kind of bring them down and give them that manifesting energy, and they for you bring you up from your Mother Earth, like from your Earth Star chakra, so that the energy goes up, the Kundalini energy rises up. And then as you get that rising, you're going to get this Kundalini awakening, which can often be quite a sort of, I guess, like, I mean, it says sensual and sexual powers are increased. So as you come into more and more union with this person, if that's something you choose to do, then these powers will be increased. Your passion will be increased. Your passion for life will be increased. It's like the little otter is going to come away from, I'm seeing him coming away from the riverbank and going further and like being pulled further and further towards the ocean, like towards bigger waters. And also like that Kundalini energy is going to go up, and so that's the liberating current. And so you have, ideally, in a healthy, balanced masculine and feminine energy balanced person, you have the liberating energy going up, and then it comes back down, and it's the manifesting current that comes down. And you ideally want it to go up and back down and up and back down. So you've got that liberating current, that kind of passion and that like drive and sort of like impulse and so forth. But then you've got the manifesting current to be able to pull down that inspiration from like your soul star or your spirit or your soul or whatever, and then like actually manifest things on the earth plane. And so you're both gonna act as like a, I'm seeing like a seesaw, like a counterbalancing point for that energy in between the two of you, which is really interesting. I think I've said most of the messages now. And like this awakening for you is gonna help you show the world the real you, who you really are. Because it's almost like the otter hasn't really been singing he's kind of been singing his tune, but like just to his friends and family. So like you're staying on the side of the riverbank, just sort of playing. And the octopus is going to pull you into more depth and like expand your horizons a lot more, and you're going to mature and evolve and show the world the real you. You're going to come into yourself a lot more in this connection. But like I'm seeing like it's gonna be very flowy. Like you're gonna love it, like because it's still your element. You're both like in your element. You're both in water, and also the octopus is gonna love it because you're gonna bring them a lot of lightness. Because they're very, it's very like they're just absolutely in the depths of the ocean, in the depths of emotions, in the depths of the cosmos, and you're gonna like pull them back a little bit, bring them back down to earth a little bit, and like bring them back into sort of sense of like innocence and joyfulness and playfulness and fun and lightheartedness. Yeah. I think that's all for your Oracle card messages. I'm going to pull some tarot now for you. From the Lion Strider Tarot deck. So I'm just going to shuffle the deck quickly. Oops. Okay, Spirit, can I have some tarot messages for my pal 2? Can I have some tarot messages for my pal 2s? How is pal 2 compatible with their person? How is my pal 2 compatible? Wow. King of Wands and 3 of Pentacles. Yeah, beautiful. So there's a lot of passionate energy here with the King of Wands. This could be a Leo because it's lion energy. So it could be that you or your partner are a Leo. Or, okay, but what I'm seeing is also backed up with the, where was it? The message, was it the moon card message? Yeah, show the world the real you. It's like, I feel like maybe the octopus person or your person is this King of Wands, and they're going to help like bring out that kind of fire in you so that you can like show like, or that Leo side, like Leo, like the Leo sign is all about kind of, you know, strutting your stuff and showing the world your real self and not being shy and just being very sociable and outgoing and kind of the center of attention. So, you know, and like where you've perhaps been in that older energy of like kind of playing on the sidelines a little bit, you're going to like start showing the world who you really are and feeling more comfortable in your own skin. And then with the 3 of Pentacles, that speaks of like, it's got these 2 ravens here with these pentacles or coins. Again, pentacles. So you had the overarching energy of 9 of Pentacles. So this is very much like a relationship that works. I feel like it's like you both work it and it works. Like you maybe have to work at well, okay, maybe that is something you do need to do. Because I was going to say the word communication there. You maybe have to work at the communication because you come from these sort of opposite ends of the cosmos kind of thing. But you make it work. Like 3 of Pentacles is building something together. You know, it's like this raven here goes and gets like these little bits of fabric. This is how birds build these things, right? These nests and stuff. They get little bits of fabric and little bits of things from all over the place. And so this one gets little bits from over here. You or the other, you know, you go and get little bits from over here and you build something really beautiful together. Like you manage to intertwine your 2 sort of differing worldviews perhaps, or approaches to things or energies, and it just like fits. It just builds like quite a very strong thing. I mean, 3 of Pentacles often speaks of like, in another deck I've got, I think it's the Goddess Tarot, it shows it's like the Taj Mahal, and it's that whole idea of like building your Taj Mahal, leaving that like legacy for your person. It's like someone who's so devoted to their partner that they build them a castle. It's that energy. It's like you're building a future with them. It's going to work, you know, so you could well be very compatible actually with your person. Whoop, it wants to come out. Yeah, healing. There's a healing theme as well. So we had, actually I think I got 4 of Swords for the previous pile. But yeah, there's definitely a sense of like this connection is going to be quite healing for you. Again, we've got a lion. So I feel like this is like very opposite energy to the King of Wands. The King of Wands, you've got this lion, but he's in this like red, orange, and yellow colors. So root chakra, sacral chakra, solar plexus chakra. So he's kind of, you know, he's standing up straight. He's got a wand that's like, you know, fully like, it's there. Hello, I'm in the world. I'm strong and I'm doing my thing and I'm fired up and I'm showing the world me. This 4 of Swords lion, however, is like definitely like been wounded and is resting and is kind of got his paws, blessed, he's got his paws like this, kind of protecting himself. So with his sword like sort of in front of him. So I feel like perhaps this might be you, or the altar person is was a little bit like withdrawn or restricted or sort of maybe hurt in the past maybe, and is going through some kind of healing, and this connection is going to be very healing for you, because 4 of Swords is all about like rest and like healing, rejuvenation, finding yourself, you know, coming back into yourself. What other energies have we got? 3 of Cups, celebration, beautiful. Yeah, and cups is water. So again, we've got that kind of watery energy coming through. You both being little water babies with the otter and the octopus. But yeah, Three of Cups is a celebration, and it can often speak of things like marriage actually, or some kind of party celebrating something, some kind of big celebration celebrating something. And I feel like it's like, if it's celebrating three like cups, it's like celebrating love, like cups are or celebrating your emotional commitment to each other. You're very like emotionally in sync with each other. So there may well be some kind of commitment thing. If it's not like a marriage per se, it's like some kind of, you might have a commitment ceremony or party, or like, you know, just like, I feel like it might be something like you'll do it in your own way. Like it'll be something quite fun that you'll kind of do just almost like yourselves, or like with friends or whatever, just to like cement your own sense of emotional commitment to each other. But yeah, there's sort of a celebratory energy there for sure coming through. What makes my pal, any other messages, please, Spirit? What makes my pal twos compatible with their person? What makes my pal twos compatible with their person? Queen of Swords. That's like air energy. Interesting. Okay. Queen of Swords. Yeah, I'm just kind of getting the same energy. It's interesting, you've got these three energies with a figure with a sword or something in front of them. So 1, 2, and 3. So the King of Wands has a wand in front of him. Now, wand speaks of like, you know, growth. Like it's like a wand is like, well, something you use to create magic with, right? Or something that you plant in the ground and it grows. So it's like that sort of phallic energy, or like growth energy, passionate energy. Swords is thoughts and the mind and decisions, and we've got 2 swords here, a 4 of Swords and a Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords can sometimes speak of someone who's a bit cold. So you could have, it could be that like you've both, interesting, you've both kind of got these barriers in front of you, but in slightly different ways. Like maybe one of you has okay, so like one of you has like a barrier in their mind, something to do with like a thought based barrier or protection or like boundary or something, like something that's like they're holding up in front of them, like, whoa. And the other one has something related to like their spark or like their drive, their passion, who they really are showing themselves. So my feeling is that the relationship and the compatibility is that you're going to work on this, and you're going to heal this sort of that 4 of Swords energy where there's that block in front of you. I've just noticed as well, you've got a King and Queen here, so you've got a counterpart even though they're not from the same suit, and you've got 2 threes, 3 of Cups and 3 of Pentacles. So I feel like with the compatibility, okay, the other thing I'm getting with the compatibility thing is that like one of you is very good at like being decisive and making decisions and being a little bit more logical and cold, perhaps cold minded almost, or like a little bit cooler emotionally and more ruled by their mind, and the other one is more ruled by passion. So this could be your counterpart and this could be you, or vice versa, so just take it as it resonates. But you're compatible because like you sort of cool, or your person cools your like the other person's fiery energies and passions, and kind of keeps it a little bit in check, and like keeps it a little bit down to earth, and a bit like, okay, hold on, let's just let's just like see how we can make this happen, or let's just like take a breather and kind of like work out a strategic plan. I'm picking up quite Virgo energy from this Queen of Swords, so you know, again, take that as it resonates. You might have Virgo in your chart somewhere in relation, maybe in your relationship, in terms of like your love style, like where you're like in your Venus. Let's see if there's any more energies. Is there any more from my pile 2? Any more from my pile 2? How is my pile 2 compatible with their person? Oh my goodness. 2 of Cups. Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. I felt that energy from this pile for sure. Especially when I was looking at as soon as I saw this, the otter and the octopus and the 2 water signs, and even though, like I said, the octopus plays in the deep and the otter plays in the shallow, but you're both kind of two peas in a pod. You're 2 animals in the same kind of water. You're both connected with your emotions, and Cups to do with emotions, and like the 2 of Cups just speaks of like a beautiful connection, often a long-term partnership. It doesn't have to be, so this may not be necessarily, like I said, I did pick up we did get 3 of Cups, which could speak of some kind of, you know, marriage, wedding celebration or something, or commitment party or something. 3 of Pentacles can speak of something that's like building a long-term future. And 2 of Cups is like sort of soulmate energy, really. You know, it's sort of that 2 counterparts, 2 cups, 2 watery people, 2 people who are connected through the emotions, through love. So wow, wowza. I think I'm going to leave it there actually, because I just feel like I'm going to put them like this so you can see. One of you's the Queen of Swords, one of you's the King of Wands. But your joining energy was this. Have I put away? Maybe I put away your. No, there it is. Your joining energy was this 9 of Pentacles, which is like you're going to make this work. And again, with 3 of Pentacles, you are going to make this work. It'll be very healing. You'll balance your fire and air out in some way, or the again, going back to that chakra thing, the manifesting current and the liberating current. So this person's got like strong liberating current, and this person's got like strong manifesting current, and that will just like, you'll balance each other out in that way. This person will bring a lot of warmth to the connection, and this person kind of brings a lot of coolness. So it's like a balance of like the temperature is just perfectly ambient. And it's just, yeah, it's just a gorgeous, like, I just feel like you're probably soulmates. You'll probably recognize each other in a soul sense if you haven't met them already. Because especially the octopus person I feel like is maybe a bit more spiritually, soulfully connected, so they'll get sort of more of an instant click on that. The otter person's still very intuitive though, and very connected with their emotions, so I think, you know, whoever's the otter person is going to know as well on an intuitive level, but then maybe just a little bit less, you know, like hearing clairaudient voices in their head being like, this is the person for you, you know. They're just sort of sense it on a gut level maybe. But yeah, I think that's all I have. It was a slightly shorter reading for my pile 2s, but I hope that resonated. I feel like you are very, like, you're quite different but compatible in that sense, like of like your love language, like how you kind of communicate in your connection with your emotions. The fact that you both sort of swim in like emotional waters, so to speak. So you've got that kind of emotional, intuitive depth and understanding. So yeah, it's a really, really beautiful connection, and definitely, I definitely pick up big soulmate vibes, and perhaps, you know, for sure, probably long-term relationship vibes. So yeah, I hope that works out for you. Like, please comment below if this resonated, or if you feel like you might be in a connection like this or something. I would be really intrigued to hear. um, so yes, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for subscribing. If you've subscribed to Elle's Temple, please like this video if you liked this reading. It just helps the algorithm send it around to other people who might as well. And hit the notification button so you can be notified when I upload more readings. I am planning to carry on doing like sort of twice weekly readings, one goddess of the week reading and one perhaps more like perhaps a love related reading or something along those lines, more personal readings. So let me know if this resonated, and all the best. Have a wonderful weekend. All my love. Thank you for being here again. Bye. Hi there, beautiful souls who chose pile number 3, or this pink amethyst crystal and the Goddess Tarot. This is your reading. I pulled one tarot card for each pile as the like overarching tarot energy for your connection with your person. And for you, it is the beautiful goddess Isis, and she's represented by the magic card, or the first card in the tarot, which in the traditional tarot is the Fool. But I guess in this case, actually, I apologize. Give me a second. I think that might actually be. Have I got? Sorry, I'm just checking if I've got. I don't think I have the book. I think it is the Fool. Sorry, I was just going to check because some tarot decks start at 0 and some tarot decks start at 1. But anyway, the energy is all about. Actually, yes, I apologize. I think this is actually to do with the Magician. I think 0 is traditionally the Fool card, and 1 in this case is magic or the Magician. So anyway, it's that Isis is the she's like the goddess of manifestation, of mothering, of transmutation and transformation. Of resurrection. She brought her husband Osiris back from the dead, so she's just got like massive magical powers. So the energy that I picked up for your connection, or what makes you compatible, is that it's a very magical connection. It's a very it's also a very healing connection, because goddess Isis is the goddess of healing. So this connection will be very healing for you. Or for both of you rather, so you'll have that compatibility, but it will be also very. I'm seeing with the fire here as well. It'll be very like alchemizing of perhaps any past pains or any any hurts. This could even be from childhood. It doesn't have to be just from past relationships, and very illuminating as well. But also very like you'll both increase like your magician powers or your magic powers, in the sense that like you'll both become better at manifesting as a result of being in this connection. You'll have that sort of compatibility, or that in common. There'll be a sense of magic to the connection. So that's really beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to show you your oracle cards first, and then I've got the Goddess Tarot here, and I'll pull some tarot messages. So we've got, let's see. So we have, I'm just going to put the bottom row down first. So these are using your messages. Oops, sorry, I put that around the right way so you can actually see it. Goddess Isis here. Got okay, so I'm just going to explain a little bit about the kind of joint energies I got from this reading first, and then I'll explain each of the cards for you. So what's fascinating is that between all three readings, there was this very interesting theme that has come out in all three readings, which is that one person is the perhaps more spiritual person, and the more kind of maybe like awake person or connected to their soul in a very strong way. And the other person, their counterpart, the person that you're inquiring about, is perhaps more more connected with the earth and like practical things and the earthly realm, and maybe more, not necessarily like disbelieving about that kind of stuff at all, but like just not as far on their journey of connecting with their soul, like maybe a younger soul in some way, whereas the other counterpart was an older soul. In the last two readings, that came out as very opposite chakra cards. So one person had like a root chakra card, was represented by a root chakra card, and the other person was represented by like a soul star chakra card. In your case, interestingly, your chakra cards are actually right next to each other. You've got the love chakra card for this person here, the earthworm person, which is your heart chakra, and you've got the truth chakra card for this dragon person, which might be your person, or this might be you. The energies could flip-flop either way. But truth is associated with the throat chakra. So this is the heart and the throat chakra, chakra 4 and chakra 5. So they're right next to each other. So in a chakra sense, you're closer together. But what's interesting is in an animal sense, in terms of the animal oracle that you're represented by, for this person, I got the earthworm. And for this person, I got the dragon. And they're quite opposite in that the earthworm is obviously an earth sign or an earth creature. Sorry, I'll just hold that up so you can see it a bit better. Beautiful colors. This is the Kim Kranz Animal Oracle deck. So it's symbolized by the earth element. It's obviously a creature from the earth. It's an insect. It crawls on the ground. It thinks of itself almost as like, the energy is like, it thinks of itself as like sort of a lowly creature almost. Like it has a lot of magic, but it's like it sort of hides it, or it contains it like inside itself. It's almost like, see, there's all this black, like gray and white stripes underneath, and I'm just seeing someone wearing almost like a pinstripe suit. So whether this is you or your person, they're in quite maybe like a very linear type profession, or they act in that way, or they do that type of job, or think that that's sort of who they are almost in a sense. They're quite perhaps more concerned with like practical things, like I said. And this other person is the dragon, which is like very much symbolic of like the old soul that kind of sees everything, and it's just super spiritual kind of energy. Like that dragon energy is like that. Again, it's kind of an energy. It's very similar to Isis energy in that it's an energy of like transmutation, transformation. It's also like dragons are associated with the fire element and that transmutation element, that alchemy. Very magical, very powerful, very activating, very like obviously of the spiritual realm. Like the circle at the top is indicative of spirit, means like spirit creatures. So in terms of the animal oracle, you're kind of sitting at opposite ends. In terms of the chakras, you're kind of a bit closer together this time. But I feel like that it's interesting that like along the same theme as the other two readings, the other two piles, is that there's this idea or this concept of like one person being the perhaps more spiritually awake one, or more the older soul, the more, it doesn't mean they're necessarily like more mature in day-to-day things or like their emotions or anything, but they're more kind of, they're an older soul, they're more advanced perhaps psychically or spiritually, or more connected with like the other side or their like spiritual power. And I think in this case, so like either like you could be the earthworm, so this side could resonate more with you and your person's the dragon person, or it could be the other way around, or there could be a little bit of overlapping of energies, because I do sense you're quite, despite the earthworm and the dragon being like literally worlds apart, like absolute worlds apart, truth and love, and the throat chakra and the heart chakra are quite close together. And we got also with, so the goddesses that represent each of you. For the dragon person, we got goddess Mart, and her, she's this lovely winged Egyptian goddess here. And her message is justice and balance. Everything will balance itself in divine order. Observe what is true, fair. Receive what your heart desires and deserves. It's connected with the justice card, and the sign Libra. So this person could be, to help you out, that could be this person could have Libra in their chart. There could be sun, moon, rising Libra, or just have that sort of Libra personality. They're very balanced. They're very truthful. They speak their truth. They're very communicative, very expressive already of who they are, of their soul. I feel like that this person, whether that's you or your person, that they're very strong in themselves. We've also got the dark lady here, which is this very like powerful dark feminine energy. Now this could be, this is not just a woman, this could be a man who has this energy. So these are not gender specific, so even if it has like a goddess or a female on the card, that's just like the energy is feminine or masculine. So you could have a man that has dark lady energy for sure. It's just someone who's very connected with that, like the Black Madonna energy, or the like a very powerful, they have a very powerful like sacral chakra, I'm hearing. So again, it's that fire thing. It's that like that life force energy, that kind of sacral, like they know how to master their sacral energy. Like you can see Isis here, she's got these two massive flames behind her, and it's like this person is very potent, very powerful. And again, like there's a lot of fire here as well, but like balance though, fire and water, so it's like they can do both. But they're just very, very strong in themselves, very passionate, very very tapped in. I've just noticed there's like this, I'm not quite sure what it is, but like a spark of light traveling from the top of her third eye out of her. So it's like just super tapped in and potent and connected with like the dark feminine, like the Black Lilith kind of energy, or like just that like almost like perhaps witchy energy or something like that, or like wizard, witch, magician, manifesting, just really, really powerful energy. They could be a leader maybe, or just someone who is just very strong in themselves. Very balanced in themselves though, with like fire and water here. I'm hearing like they know what they want and they know how to go out and get it, because they kind of speak their life into existence in some way. So this could be you. You could be resonating with this. You could be like, yeah, like I like do manifesting, and I'm like a master manifester, and I know how to, I'm like really powerfully connected with my dark feminine. I know how to like use my sacral energy to empower my life and like go forward with my passions. Or this could be your person, and you're symbolized, or the person on this side, the earthworm person, is symbolized here with this earthworm energy is kind of, it's almost like the opposite energy to the dragon. But I feel like what's going to make you compatible is like the dragon didn't get to where they are without having gone through the earthworm process. So they're very compassionate, and you being around this dragon person is going to like bring you out of your shell, because we also have where are we, what was it, I think it was a Pandora. So the message on the Pandora card was: open the forbidden you, discover your secrets, fears, phobias, and demons, embrace your beautiful darkness, what has been long hidden, come into wholeness with yourself. And the dark lady is like, she is the embodiment of that. Like, she's whole. She's embraced her shadow, like light and shadow. She knows her dark side, her light side. She's integrated. She's whole. She's gone through like a whole spiritual awakening and transformation and transmutation and everything. She's gone through kind of like being on the earth as an earthworm, and then you know, growing out of that cycle, and then found her sort of like dragon self, if you like, from within, and like found that power and potency from within. And so that this dragon person is going to wake up the earthworm person and help them like find, like open their forbidden self, find this like dark lady within, because like that repressed self, that shadow self is like, it's like sort of just stuck inside here. There's all this color and light that if that repressed self, that dark feminine, can be let out into the light, it will like it'll be, see, like if you look at the difference with these two cards, like the dragon is like their light is all outside of them, like they're already like they've already got all this color on their skin, like they're showing their true selves. They're like, yep, this is me, wounds and all, scars and all, pain and all. Whereas the earthworm is kind of like, no, don't look at the real me, like I'm black and white. There is all this color that they're kind of hiding from the world. They're not sort of really in that, and what they show is just this sort of like gray or like black and white stripes self. And the dragon person is going to bring the earthworm, bring this color that's like trapped inside out, because the dragon person knows how to do this like transformation process and this healing. So I definitely feel, and also you got the crystal that I intuitively picked for part 3 is the rose quartz, which is also healing the heart chakra. And that brings me nicely to the chakra card, which is the love card or the heart chakra card. And also the Laume fairy card, which is all to do with unconditional love, unconditional giving and receiving. And the love card, the heart chakra card, is to do with unconditional love and giving and receiving. And the rose quartz crystal is to do with unconditional love and self-love and giving and receiving, and being able to be open to receiving love for your true self. So there's a real theme here of this earthworm or Pandora person learning to like love themselves, learning to receive love for who they really are, learning to come out from kind of behind the shadows, break out of their like sort of earthworm cycle, if you like. And look at the difference again, and like there's the difference in the energy between the earthworm and the dragon, and the difference in the energy between the dark lady and the Laume. They both have women with wings crouching naked, kind of squatting, but completely in different energy. So like the dark lady has her wing, her shoulders are back, her neck, her head is up, and her wings are full. They're fully all there, full feathered and bright and out there. And she is powerful, my goodness. And really in charge of like her sexual energy, right? Really like knows how to harness her energy, and control it. Whereas the Laume is a beautiful, lovely, gorgeous creature, but I don't know if you can see, her wings are a little bit slightly tattered up here and broken, and she's sitting sort of with her shoulders hunched forward. She's also facing away from the, like, us. And looking kind of off in the distance, and she's a much more sort of demure energy. Not that there's anything wrong with that at all, but it's like there's going to be in terms of compatibility you're going to find in this connection, that you're quite opposite in some ways, but not in a bad way. Like, this person, if this is your person, or if this is you, you're going to bring your person out of the shell. Or if this is your person, they're going to bring you out of your shell a bit and into your power a bit more, and into an ability to, like, not kind of martyr yourself with your, like, find better balance with your love. This Mart, also the dragon person had goddess Mart, which was all about justice and balance and ruled by Libra. And then we've got truth with the scales here. Libra is symbolized by the scales. So there's a real, like, synchronicity here, where this dragon person is going to help you balance those energies, and not not tip into over giving, or like giving until your wings are depleted, because also the wings are flopped down. This fairy looks a little bit more depleted. Her wings are a bit tattered. So you might have come out of, if this is you or your person, whoever this side is, the earthworm person's come out of maybe a relationship where they were a bit, they might have been a bit self-sacrificing or overgiving or something like that. Like some kind of, it could have been slightly codependent. Maybe the other person was, like, codependent on the earthworm person, on the Lame person, and that's why their wings got a bit tattered, because they kind of had to, like, overgive and keep self-sacrificing. And this dragon person is going to really, like, help heal that and bring them into better balance, like better balance of giving and receiving. Like, not just, it's like, you know, this isn't just about, like, giving. This is about, like the dragon's going to teach the earthworm, like, you have to receive love as well. You've got to open up, Pandora. You've got to open up your heart, open up the real you, and actually receive unconditional love too, as well as give it. And the moon messages were, so we have full moon in Aries, a fiery climax approaches. Now, what's interesting is we've just had the full moon in Aries, literally, like, 2 days ago, I think, 3 days ago, on Wednesday, the 20th. This is a timeless message, so don't worry if you're watching this way after then. But that's kind of interesting timing. This could be like you're meeting this person now, or like you're in some kind of dynamic with them or connection with them, and it's coming to a head, like it's coming to a climax now. Or a climax is approaching with this connection. I'm gonna pull some tarot in a moment and get some more, like, a little bit more of a storyline of what's going on for you guys and how you're compatible and what might go on in the future. But my feeling is, like, you're quite different in that one person is this dragon energy, which is this very, like I said, very spiritually awake, illuminated person. And the other person is more grounded and of the earth, and a little bit more sort of like restrictive, perhaps, or like a kind of a smaller energy, like contained energy. But I don't sense that. Okay, it's interesting. I'm being drawn to say that the astrology sign. So the dragon person might be, like, I think I did say before something about they might be Libra. They might have Libra in their chart, and the earthworm person might have Capricorn in their chart, because we got, on this side we had the scales with the truth chakra card, and then also Libra here under goddess Mart, goddess of justice and balance. And then here we had earthworm, which is symbolic of earth. So it could be an earth sign, Taurus, Libra, sorry, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And especially with that, like, and it actually says here as well under Pandora, Capricorn, associated with Capricorn. So this could be more sort of the Capricorn end of the earth astrology thing. So this person could be have Capricorn in their sun, moon, rising, or Venus. That's not going to apply to everyone. It's a general reading, so just take it as it resonates. But that might be where the signs fall, is that it's a Libra, Capricorn. So air and earth, which is, yeah, quite different, but not necessarily incompatible. Just I think I think this person, whoever the dragon person is, if that's your person, is going to bring a lot of healing to the other person. And if the other person can kind of like open up, like with the goddess Pandora message, it was open the forbidden you, discover your secrets, fears, phobias, and demons, embrace your beautiful darkness, what has long been hidden, and come into wholeness. If you can come into wholeness within yourself a bit more and integrate parts of who you really are and show them to the world and kind of come out of your shell, I sense then that you might have more success with the connection. But for as long as you kind of stay really contained and like quite small, and your energy quite like a bit depleted, maybe like overgiving, maybe you're like that as a pattern for, or this earthworm person is like that as a pattern with work and things like that, and so their energy gets kind of depleted, and they're just not kind of like fully able to be this like beautiful kind of dragon self. Okay, so I'm getting as well that like actually this you could well be in a connection with this person in the moment, and this activation is kind of happening, which is why a fiery climax is approaching, because you might well be like I'm hearing like waking up your kind of your heart chakra and your self-love and your ability to then like kind of come into your power a bit more. And with this dragon person, they've got the answers you need are coming. And so I feel like the dragon person is kind of waiting for the earthworm person to kind of wake up, like to kind of like, yeah, spiritually awaken essentially, and advance, connect with their soul a little bit more, and with their heart and the essence of this connection. I feel like the dragon person is living in their truth, and they know that this like they know this connection is magic and is here and is going to be very healing. And so they're kind of waiting. So they're in this full moon in Gemini. The answers you need are coming. They're kind of like waiting for the answers from this earthworm person. So this could be you waiting for answers from your person, maybe, or feeling like your person's coming. They're reaching a bit of a climax with this kind of like coming into their like, it's full moon in Aries, and Aries is all about, you know, having that like passion and drive and fire and ambition and being really ambitious and like, you know, driving forward. And so it's like, I think that the dragon person's kind of waiting for the earthworm to kind of get to that point. So, which could well be, like I say, that could well be happening now. Okay, I'm sensing I'm going to move on to the tarot and get a little bit more insight into your storyline and what's going on. What are the compatibility messages we can get for you and your person? Let's see. Okay. Okay, can I have some messages for my pile threes How are my pile threes compatible with their person? Whoa. Oh, wow. 3 of Swords and 10 of Pentacles. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, so this connection is very healing. So I feel like whoever is the, like I said, basically the same as what I was saying before with the earthworm, the dragon person is waiting for the earthworm person, because I feel like the earthworm person might have gone through some kind of heartbreak in the past. So they're kind of, the reason they've kind of shut down and they are a bit like an earthworm and they're keeping all that like spiritual energy or life force energy kind of shut tight inside is because they've gone through some kind of heartbreak, or you've gone through some kind of heartbreak if the earthworm is you. And we had, like I said, we had the rose quartz, which is very much to do with like heart healing, heart chakra healing, you know, tapping into your ability to feel worthy of receiving unconditional love, and really being able to receive it, not just give it. Because so often we can, especially as like empaths and things, we can give to others, but we don't know how to receive it all. Oh yeah, I'm getting a real, wow, a real like surge of kind of emotion, like heart emotion. So I do feel like some of you have been through the ringer a bit with maybe like a past relationship, or even in your childhood there was some kind of 3 of Swords situation, like a dark, yeah, it's sort of a darkness, which I feel like maybe even the you know, the dragon person had gone through as well, but they've transmuted that, and that's why they've got that they were represented by that dark goddess energy, because like they that it doesn't haunt them anymore. It's not a wound that's still wounding them anymore. It's like they've alchemized the wisdom, the pearls of wisdom, out of that painful experience, and now it's like they've managed to, you know, goddess Isis, that's exactly what she does. They've magically alchemized that pain and turned it into power, turned it into potential, turned it into like their own empowerment. They've used it as fuel for their rebirth. And so that's why this connection might well be very healing for you, and that's why you'll be compatible, because you'll be drawn to each other, in that like this person's kind of gone through something that you've gone through and knows how to alchemize it. So that's where you're compatible, because they'll have that compassion, they'll know what to do, they'll know why you're kind of in your earthworm energy, if it is you, or vice versa. Maybe you're the dragon and you've gone through all of that, and you're going to help your person kind of heal from this 3 of Swords. And you've got the 10 of Pentacles here, so like this is just absolutely gorgeous energy. This is like in the traditional tarot, I think 10 of Pentacles is shown as the like parents with the grandparents and the kids and the grandkids, and like a house in the background and all that kind of stuff. Here it's like a gateway with trees and pentacles kind of on it. It's like a sort of very abundant garden, very beautiful garden. But it just speaks of the ultimate security and stability. So this could well be a very long-term connection. It could well end up in like, you know, you'll you know, sort of move in together, have kids, maybe have grandkids even. Like it could be very long term. Or, you know, 10 of Pentacles can just speak of like it will go to the next stage of commitment or security or stability in some way. So that's definitely, you'll have that incompatibility with each other. Can I have some more messages, please, Spirit, for compatibility? Power, yeah, absolutely. I definitely feel like power, big time, is on the cards, in the sense that like you could well be kind of one of those power couples, or this person is going to help empower you, or you're going to help empower them. Whoever is the dragon person is going to help empower the earthworm person to kind of step into their own empowerment and their courage, and like take the lead on their life, and kind of like, you can see there's this goddess Freya, she's like driving this chariot, she's like charioteering this carriage in the sky. So it's like this is going to be very, very empowering connection. Let's See if there's any more messages. Wow, and transformation. I mean, I just love this. The cards are completely backing. The tarot cards are totally backing up everything that the oracle cards were saying. Yeah, again, you know, goddess Isis, goddess of transformation. Dragon is the essence of transformation. Transmuting, you know, some kind of grief or something dark or something that's died, or, you know, something from the past. And transforming it into power. Like this is I think it's goddess Ukamoshi, I think her name is. She's a Japanese rice goddess, and it was all to do with like there was like, I think some kind of stuff, the myth went something like there was some kind of starvation, and so she let her body die and then let parts of her body turn, like be you know, fertilizer for crops to grow. And so like rice grew out of her stomach and so on and so forth. So this dragon person is going to teach you, or you, if you're the dragon person, is going to teach the earthworm person to do that, to alchemize your pain into power. Alchemize your pain into power, to transform. It'll be a very healing and transformative relationship in a very powerful way. Probably long term with the Ten of Pentacles here, but certainly very healing. And I'm hearing also you might both become healers. So maybe the dragon person already works in a healing field. They might have turned you know, that whole what they do into something, like they do that as their job now, maybe. And you might end up working with them in that way as well, and you both do some sort of transformative work. Maybe you're both like transformative coaches or transformative healers or transformative counselors or something like that, maybe, but not necessarily. Obviously that won't resonate for all, you know, that won't be the case for all of you. But transformation power. Well, I've just seen you've got two major arcana here: transformation and power, and magic. Three major arcana. Transformation, power, magic are the kind of joint themes or compatibility themes for your connection. Let's see if there's any other. How else that one wants to come out? Oh, beautiful. King of Cups. Yeah. Gorgeous, 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 gorgeous energy. So this is very loving, you know, very sensitive, very empathic, very loving. Whoever is the masculine in the connection, and obviously, you know, this is not, even though it says king, this can be a woman. It's just whoever is the masculine energy. They're very connected with their intuition and their emotions and their love. They've got a lot of love to give. So that's really gorgeous. That's really gorgeous energy. Very loving connection. What makes pile 3 compatible with their person? Just missed one going back. Prince of Pentacles, yeah. So there's a steadiness to this connection. I definitely felt like, it's interesting, we've got 10 of Pentacles and Prince of Pentacles. So I do feel like you might be getting some kind of, whether this could be your person, you might be getting some kind of offer, or this could be your person's waiting for an offer from you, and it's a little bit slow moving, because the Prince or the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight. Knights are all about forward movement and progressing something. And Pentacles is the slowest energy. It's the earth energy. So it's like the, you know, if you think of like 3D energy, like things take longer to manifest on the earth plane than they do, say, up in the air or up in the spiritual plane. So it's a slower energy. So I do get this. It's interesting. I get sort of from a soul perspective, there's this powerful, almost quite fast energy. But in terms of what actually happens between the two of you, in your connection on earth, it could be a little bit slow moving. This may even start as a friendship, or it could be, I'm hearing a little bit on again, off again at the beginning, or a wee bit like takes a little while to fully get going and get into its stride. But there is a lot of love here. There is a lot of emotions here and a lot of love for sure. But it's just like there might be, but I feel like if that's part of your compatibility, that's okay for both of you. Like you're quite okay taking things slow and steady, because you know this is like the long game. You know you're playing a long game. You're both kind of wanting this 10 of Pentacles. You're both wanting the ultimate outcome, like the yeah, I mean 10 is the ultimate number, isn't it? So it's kind of like that's like 10 pentacles is like saying all the stability and all the security and all the like the earthly good things, you know, like the house and the home and the happy family and the, you know, like everything that you can possibly manifest out of a connection. Like 10 is the ultimate number of that, and that's here for you potentially in this connection. But it might start off, you know, from a Knight of Pentacles. Whoever is the Knight of Pentacles in the connection, whoever embodies that energy is might be a little bit, takes this a little bit slowly and gently. But that's possibly because one of you has been in this Three of Swords situation and is healing from that. And there's a big healing theme. So you kind of have to like navigate that and go quite gently. Okay, are there any other further messages of compatibility for my pile threes? Are there any further messages of compatibility for my pile threes? Whoa. Oh, another king. Sorry, just dropped. King of Wands. Wow, so 2 kings. So there's also so King of Staves is King of Wands, which is like passion and like sexual attraction and affection and like sensuality and sexuality. So I think you've kind of got all the ingredients really. You've got Pentacles, Cups, and Wands. So you're going to be compatible. I'm feeling like you are going to be compatible in kind of all those realms. Like you both want something long term. There's a lot of love and I'm hearing like sentimentality, like you're both quite sentimental maybe about each other. Oh, that's really sweet. Or sensitive. And there's also a lot of passion with the King of Staves, so it's very like I'm hearing like good in the bedroom. And Six of Swords, yeah, oh my gosh, beautiful. Like you're going to be moving to much greener pastures with this person. Like this relationship is going to transport you from, you know, you can see these swords behind this woman here in the boat. I do feel like for many of you, you might have been the earthworm person and the person who went through this Three of Swords. But obviously, like I said, take it as it resonates, and the energy might flip-flop a little bit between the two. So you might be some of the earthworm parts and some of the dragon and vice versa. But I think that perhaps the earthworm person might have been through a Three of Swords perhaps more recently. The dragon person might have been through that kind of thing in the past and kind of really transmuted it and come into their power, and is going to help the earthworm person or the person who went through this Three of Swords kind of get out of those swords and away from that. Like, you know, I'm also hearing like, you know, that might have been quite a toxic or conflicting relationship that also left a lot of toxic and conflicting thoughts in your mind. So maybe you were, or your person was gaslit, or just negative, really, just a lot of pain, and left a lot of like maybe some scars, some wounds, or some just painful memories maybe, or something. And this relationship is going to take you to calmer waters and be very healing and move you on to just something so much better. Six of Swords is all about moving to something better, getting away from a situation that wasn't working and moving on to something much better. So yeah, I do feel like the tarot really kind of very nicely backed up the oracle cards for my pile threes. So I'm sensing that's it for you for now. I hope that resonated. Thank you so much for watching and staying till the end. I hope you got some insight out of that. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and it just helps the algorithm like put this content out to other people. Please comment below if it resonated. I would really, really love to hear from you and see if you just hear about your story or anything you would like to comment. Yes, like I said, please subscribe if you want to see more content. I am going to be posting a Goddess of the Week reading each week during the week, and also more readings like this on weekends as well, going forward. So feel free to subscribe if you want to see more like this. I would love for you to join the Elle's Temple community. I'll leave my website below as well. I do take private readings and do holistic healing sessions as well, so you can check that out if you're interested. Otherwise, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching. It was my pleasure to read this compatibility reading for you and your person. All the best with your connection and with your weekend, and I will see you soon. All my love. Bye.